Good morning, YouTube friends. How are you doing today? It is almost mid-May here, and I have a lot of issues with leaf miner larvae, and you see that in the leaves. I'll put a picture here. So what we're going to do today, I've got just a few brassicas still out there in the garden that need some help. Primarily, I've got about 5 seedlings of kohlrabi. I would like to keep them. I'm going to relocate them from where they are now, but I noticed last night there's a ton of that tunneling that the leaf miners do, and I usually don't use chemicals in my garden, but I'm going to use some natural treatment today. We're going to treat the leaf miner larvae, but we're going to do it in a little bit different way than you may do if your plant is established. Mine are just little seedlings that I'm relocating, so I'm going to be able to submerge them because I really don't want to hurt any of the good bugs that are out there. So I'm able to directly treat these kohlrabis. I do have some kale with leaf miner damage as well. So let's go look at that so you can see it up close. I did throw away the leaves last night off of the little kohlrabis. And so I just threw those on the ground. I'm not sure if we can still look at the larvae that are inside of those leaves. They may have already started to dry out. So let's head outside and we'll talk some more. You can see I still have plants that need to get planted. And need to get my sweet potato slips planted as well. But I did a lot of work Mother's Day weekend that just passed. I got some of my remaining tomatoes in the ground or containers. Okay, so I noticed on this kale, see if we can find, yes, do you see it? See how it's just squiggly? I mean, it's kind of pretty actually, but I don't want to eat that larvae that's inside of that leaf that is tunneling and making those beautiful patterns. I mean, some of the leaves look fine. So what I will do for this plant is what I normally do. I normally don't even treat. I'm only going to treat those kohlrabis because I want to have them have the best success so that I can eat them in about a month or two. I will probably pull off that leaf, pull off the leaf that has the larvae, and then just keep an eye on things because, oh, actually, there is some in this leaf too. So I would pull off that leaf, that leaf, that leaf, leave these new leaves that just came out, and I'm not going to spray. Yeah, I mean, I would feel perfectly fine to clean this in the house, in the kitchen, and use this in a recipe or eat it, but the bottom 3 leaves will go. And then that's all the treatment that I'm going to do for this particular plant. My other kale on this side, he is starting to bolt or produce a flower. So he's actually just going to get pulled. Let's see if he has any larvae. No, but you can tell that he's just not a happy plant. So that plant's going out into the woods so the deer can eat it. Let's look at the guys from yesterday. So these are the seedlings that I pulled out of my front garden container. It's getting way too hot for them to be out front. I germinated them from seed in that container, and I'm going to plant them here in the backyard so they can get more shade. So they had more leaves, and the leaves had the tunneling of the leaf miner larvae, so I just picked them off. And so what I think I'm going to do, just to be safe, in case there could be something in the leaves I can't see, like there could be some right here, I'm going to make a potion with this Captain Jack's dead bug, just like a liquid bath, and I'm just going to submerge them for a short time, maybe like, I don't know, 20-30 minutes, and then we will take them out and plant them where they belong. So let me go find a nice container and we will get started. So the kohlrabi seedlings, which were about, I don't know, 4 to 6 inches tall, were in that container right there. And I came out here last night, dug them up because I want to plant some full sun stuff in that container now. But I did find a few of the leaves, and I was really being lazy. I should have put these into a trash can. You really want to get rid of the leaves because the larvae is still in there. You don't want to compost it. Just want to throw them away. All right, so those are going in the trash. Now, I feel kind of bad about this because that larvae will eventually become just a little small fly, and then it'll start that whole cycle again. I don't know if you knew this, but flies are like the second in line as far as pollinators. You know, bees, yeah, they're number one, but flies are actually pollinators as well, and they do have a function. So I do feel bad getting rid of the larvae, but I'm sure there's plenty more out here somewhere. In fact, the other day I was out here and I saw some very unique to me. I had never seen these flies before, or at least I had never noticed them before. So I'm going to put some pictures. I did not take video, but they were right here on these leaves. You can see them. I think they were really pretty, really cool looking. Just very unique. It was a pair, a female and a male. So I think it's mating season right now for them. Okay, so now back to treating these guys. And honestly, it looks like they've got some kind of white fly damage beginning too. So it's not going to be a bad thing to give this treatment real quick. So I've got my water. I bought this back in 2019, or sooner maybe. It expired supposedly 2020, but I think it'll still work. You can see it is for Leafminers. And this is pretty much full, so I haven't really used it hardly at all. It's very rare that I use chemicals, and that's partially because I'm a very lazy gardener, and also partially because I don't want to disrupt. Like, I'm always afraid I'm going to cause more damage. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like there might be some eggs here too. Now, I don't know if that's the white fly eggs or if that is the eggs from the fly that puts the leaf miner babies or larvae here on the plants. Yeah, there's 3. So I don't know. I'm going to take a picture and then kind of assess that later. Take a picture right now. There. Okay, so let's spray. I'm just going to do a gentle spray on the front and back of each leaf. And then what I'm going to do is just kind of submerge them for 20-30 minutes in some water. And then we're going to go plant them. So I'm just spraying the front and the back of each leaf and the stem. And then I'm actually setting them off to the side to sit for a couple minutes with the spray on them. You back up, Tonto. No, no, no. So I'm going to keep these guys away from pets and pollinators for a while. My little mixture. I'm going to set it off to the side when we're done. So I don't want Tonto to drink the water, and I don't want any bees or wasps or pollinators. Tonto, no, no. All right, I just saw a white fly kind of flying away, so there must be some in the plant somewhere. And Tonto is like smelling over here, so I cannot smell an odor to the spray, but maybe there is. Just gonna let them sit here, let's say 5 minutes with the treatment on. Then I'm gonna submerge them. Hopefully, you know, that's my usual method for most pests. Aphids, white flies, is just to use water. A powerful, I can't talk this morning, a powerful burst of water can do wonders. And then also submerging. You know, if I've got a seedling this size, whatever plant it is, and you just submerge it underwater and gently kind of rub off the bugs, the aphids, they will just drown. So water is really kind of a go-to before using chemicals. But for this instance, because every one of these had leaf miners, I felt like I needed to give them the best start. Water hose and spray this off really well so that Tonto doesn't get any of the chemical, and or a bee or whoever seems to want to sit there in the water and get a drink won't get killed, basically. All right, while we're waiting, I think I'll go ahead and remove these 3 leaves and put them in the trash. And then I'm going to show you where I want to plant those kohlrabis. And then I will take care of that other kill later. I'll just dig it up and throw it into the woods. I mean, I could throw these into the woods for the deer, but I would rather the larvae go in there for now. Okay, so this is where I'm thinking about putting them. I'm thinking let's move the mulch, because that's for a different video and a different project, which will come out probably tomorrow or the next day, which is revamping this whole section and weeding and cleaning up and all that. So I'm going to move the mulch, and I think I will just put all 5 kohlrabis right here. And then in the background, I'm thinking beans on the trellis or cucumber. I think I'll do cucumber because they did really well here last year, especially the Space Master 80. So we got to get busy, and I'll see you in a minute. Lucky day. As I was removing these bags of mulch, look what I found. It's the fly I told you about. The lighting is kind of poor. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of gold. It has like a gold band. Oh, I'm gonna get Tonto. Tonto Reuben! Oh, no, 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 no. No! No. That is a bad boy. I left the fertilizer out here last night. I forgot. That's my fault. My fault, my fault. And there's the cabbage moth trying to lay her eggs. So let's see if that fly's still there. Yeah, here it is. Can you see it? Here he comes. I guess they like to hide in places. I don't know. Supposedly native to the southeast, which is where I am here in the U.S. It's kind of pretty. Okay, back to work. Well, guys, you are not going to get to see me plant today because there is an ant farm underneath the mulch. Like, they are going nuts. They are not happy. So they would probably bite me. These are nice big carpenter ants, and I have disturbed them. So what am I going to do? I'm going to get my water hose. That's what I'm going to do, and they can just go relocate somewhere else. I don't really want them in this bed, and they've really been building some tunnels. Yeah, don't want to get bit today. Probably 8 to 10 minutes. So I'm just going to submerge them now in the water, and they will be perfectly fine. The plant will be fine. It will recover from all the mistreatment I've been giving it over the last, I don't know, 12 to 16 hours since I ripped it out of its home. And we will just submerge them. Now this water, since it does contain the product that I use to treat the leaves, I will probably go dump it in the woods somewhere away from flowering plants, maybe under some leaves or something, so the bees don't try to drink the water. Even though we've had so much rain this spring, it's starting to get really dry again, and you will always see the pollinators looking for a little drink of water. All right, so I'm going to let them soak, a good 5-10 minutes. And I will probably have to put them off in the shade somewhere in a cup of water. Just stick them upright in a cup of water until I can get that bed treated and safe for me to stick my hands down in that soil to bury these guys. So I'm going to go do that now. I'm going to go spray the ants, encourage them to leave and relocate, and I will see you in the next video. So do you have a history of leaf miners? What do you do? How do you treat them? Do you just pinch off the leaves and don't worry about it? That's what I normally do, but for this situation, I felt like I did need to do something so that I can get some kohlrabi. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon. Bye.